Okay, let's look at example 9 from the textbook. The histogram shows the sizes in acres of 36 vineyards in the Finger Lakes region of New York. Okay, so we are told that there are 36 vineyards. You always want to look at the x-axis, and I could see that the x-axis is the size in acres, and I want to look at the bin width. So I have 0 and 120 here, so halfway in between would be 60. So it looks like the bin width is counting by 30. So I'll fill that in. 0, 30, 60. This would be 90. 120, and then 150, and then this would be 180. All right. Looking at the y-axis, I could see that we have the number in vineyards, and so we are looking at counts. So counts mean that if I look at each bin height, it's going to correspond to the number of vineyards in each bin. So the first bin, it looks like it has 15. The second bin, a line somewhere here, I would say that looks like it is about 13. And then the next bin, this is about 4 counts, and 1, 1, 1, and 1. Let's check it to see if it adds up to 36. So we can add up all the counts. We have 15. So if I add up 15 plus 13 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, this here is 28. 28 plus 4 is 32, and 33, 34, 35, 36. So I do have a total of 36, so that matches. Okay, the question asks approximately what percentage of these vineyards are under 60 acres? Well, the acres is on the x-axis, so I can see that the 2 left bins right here will represent all the vineyards under 60 acres. So all I need to do is add up 15 and 13, which is 28, out of the total amount would be 36. So 28 out of 36 vineyards are under 60 acres, which is approximately, if you punch it into the calculator, will give you 77.8%. Letter B. Write a brief description of the distribution. Shape, center, spread, unusual features. Looking at the histogram, I could see that I have a peak on the left, and then towards the right I get a tail. So this is looks like it is skewed to the right. Since they want us to write a brief description, then I'll start talking about the shape. So the distribution of the 36 vineyards in the Finger Lakes region is skewed to the right. Next, we want to talk about the center. So anytime we have a distribution that's skewed to the right, we always want to use the median as a measure of center. So looking at my graph, I see that 28 out of 36 is in the first 2 bins, which is more than half. The median is halfway, which would be 18 data sets out of 36, which would look like would be somewhere around here. This would be the tipping point. So for the center, I'm going to write the median appears to be between 30 and 60 acres, which was where I put the arrow here, the tipping point. Now, one thing about the counts, it only tells me that in the first bin here, I have 15 vineyards that are between 0 and 30 acres. I don't know how much each vineyard is. All I know is that in the first bin, 15 are between 0 and 30. And in the second bin, I know that 13 are between 30 and 60. Next, I'm going to look at unusual features, which are outliers or gaps. So I could see over here to the far right that there is one vineyard that was above 240 acres. So we can possibly say that that appears to be an outlier, or it is unusually higher than the rest. We can write it as there appears to be one vineyard unusually higher than the rest over 240 acres, which would be right here. Lastly, we'll look at the spread. We already saw in letter A that 78% of our data is less than 60 acres. So we can say that most of the vineyards are smaller than 75 acres. We have few larger ones between 90 and 150, 180. So with a few between 90 and 180. So writing the spread down, we can say 32 out of 36 of the vineyards, which would be including these three, that would be four, with these four. So 15 and 13, 28 and 4 is 32. So 33 of the vineyards you can see right here are less than 90 acres, and that's about 88.9%. And then we have a few larger ones from 90 to 180 acres.